Okay, first verb today is laufen. Everybody try that. Laufen.
Laufen.
Anybody know what that one means? That's lachen is to laugh. Not too. All right. So laufen means to run. All right. And this one is an irregular verb. So what do we know about irregular verbs? Conjugates differently? Do all parts of the verb, or all of the pronouns conjugate differently? No? Which ones do or do not? It is the Oklahoma verb. You got it. Oklahoma, okay. So we draw Oklahoma. We'll do those first. Okay, remember the shape of Oklahoma, that whole thing? Not California. Very different. Okay, so how would you conjugate it for ich? Laufe. Laufe. Okay, everybody try that. Ich laufe.
Ich laufe.
Okay, so I run, I do run, I am running. It means all of those. Okay. German efficiency. All right, going to the right side. Wir, how's that going to be? Laufen. Ihr? Lauft. And Sie?
Laufen.
Good. You have any guesses on how it's going to become irregular? What's going to change?
Take out the F.
No? It's usually a vowel change of some type.
Add
Umlauts. When in doubt, umlaut. Yep. Okay, so we're going to add umlauts, and if you have two vowels next to each other, it goes on the first one. Okay, and then it takes your normal ending from there. So everybody try that one. Läufst. Okay. Läufst. Yeah, so it looks like loy, like that. Does that make sense? Okay. What's erstes Mann going to be then? Läuft. Yeah, so it changes the same way. It's just your ending is different, that's all. Okay, ever try that one? Läuft. Good. Alright, next verb. Try that one. Treffen. Alright, try it again. Treffen. Okay. This is to meet, but like to meet up. It is not to meet somebody for the first time. That's a different verb. So this is like you're getting together with friends. So that's why that glorious little DVD series you guys either love or love to hate, Treffpunkt Berlin, is meeting point Berlin. So they keep getting together at the same points in Berlin. So that's where it came from. Café Julia, genau. This is another irregular verb. So what do we know? Oklahoma. Okay. All right, how do you conjugate it for ich? Treffer. Everybody try it. Treffer. That wasn't everybody. Treffer. Treffer. Okay. Wir? Treffen. Ihr? Trefft. And Sie? Treffen. Alright, now we got our irregulars. Can't umlaut an E. Okay, so E's regularly change to something involving an I. So they either frequently add an I or they swap with an I. In this case, it swaps. Okay? So you get rid of the E, and you put an I there instead. And then the rest is normal. So try that. Triffst. What's erstes Mann going to be? So we've got treffe, triffst, trift, because it's going to be the same I. So the middle looks just like you'd expect it to sound because it has if in the middle. Triff, if. Okay. Next verb. It's a good one to know. Try that one. Essen.
Eating.
To eat. You got it.
Lingo a little bit, and then that was probably the second verb I learned.
I'm gonna wow Wesley right now. There is another verb that's related. Okay, you don't need to know this one. And not drinking, just let me get there. Okay? All you have to do is add an FR in front of it, otherwise it's the same. Conjugate's the same and everything. Okay? Fressen is to eat like an animal. So, if you're talking about how your dog is eating its kibble or whatever, you would use fressen. Or if a horse is eating hay, you'd use fressen. Or if you want to insult how someone is eating, you would use fressen. Okay, because then they're eating like a pig or whatever. So there you go.
It's like a Christmas story.
Schwein.
Or what's his name? Christmas, but it's not real.
All right. This is another irregular one. So, what do we know about the irregulars? Oklahoma. Okay.
Esse.
Okay, so ich, what?
Esse.
Esse. Wir?
Esse.
Essen. Ihr? Esst. Und sehen Sie?
Esse.
Essen. So if you want to say that you were eating like an animal, you just add the FR in front of it. So ich fresse, or wir fressen, or whatever. Okay? Same thing is true for trinken, is to drink if you're a human. And then there's a different verb for to drink like an animal. So if you're being a sloppy drinker, you know, sounding sloppy or whatever, I don't know, then there'd be a different verb for that as well. Okay, irregulars. What do we talk about with the E's? What do they frequently do? Something about the I's. This one's going to swap to an I as well, just like the last one. But instead of being two S's, because you switched to that I sound, it's an S set. Oh. And since you already have an S in that S set, you're not going to add another one for your ST ending, so it's just going to be a T. Ist. Now you got to be careful when you're talking. Ist sounds an awful lot like ist, right? Barely, you could barely tell the difference, even as a native speaker, right? So, context. When you're spelling, it's very important. When you're speaking, do you simply use context to figure out whether you're saying that someone is eating, you know, a roll, or that they are a roll, so you got to be careful, okay? But because we didn't have to add an extra S, erstes Mal looks exactly the same. Okay. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Lesen. You may have seen this one briefly. Sehr schön. To read. Good. There's another irregular. I know, there are a bunch of irregulars. That's why we're putting them in your verb teas. All right. So what do we know? Irregular? Oklahoma. It's just a good first step. All right. So ich, what? Lese. So it's pronounced like lays. Like that. What about wir? Good. Ihr? Lest. And sehen Sie? Lesen. All right. Now we've got an E. We know it's irregular. What's it going to involve? An I in some way, shape, or form. This one's not flip-flopping. It's adding. So now we're going to add an I to it. Okay. So here's our base. But we already have the S. So we're not going to add another one when we do our ending. So we've just got least. The E is second, so you pronounce the E. Okay. So everybody try that one. Least. Like I leased a house or I leased a car. Very similar. Yeah? But that means because we didn't add the extra S, we just add the T, so it's the same as erstes Mal. All right. Alright, sehen. Anybody happen to know this one? I don't think you've seen it before. To see. It's another irregular. What do we know? Oklahoma. What's ish gonna be? Sehr. Wir. Sehen. Ihr. Seht. Und sehen Sie? Sehen. This one works the same way as the one before it, so we're not swapping the I in, we are adding the I in, and it's going to go in front of the E just like it did before. Right. So, now we've got the I before the E. Here's your base. No S, so we're going to add the ST. So we try that one. Siehst. Okay. What's er, sie, es, man going to be then? Sieht. Good. Alright, last one. We may have done this one before, but I want to make sure because it is one of the most important verbs in the German language. Okay? To have. This one is also irregular. Okay. So we got another Oklahoma. Ich is going to be what? Habe. Habe. Wir? Ihr? Sehen Sie? Haben. Now this one is different in that it's not a vowel change. There's something else that changes on it. Do you know what it is?
The word, entire word.
No. Nope. That would be a vowel change.
Spelling.
Well, yeah. What changes about spelling?
The B,
What about the B?
it changes to something else. Oh,
I said. Alright.
It goes away. It's just not there.
Oh.
How many of you know the Rammstein song, Du hast mich?
yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Well, apparently there's a mild obsession back here based on that chuckle. Okay, so that's where it comes from. Have we not talked about the song?
No, but I've heard of
Shouldn't
it.
it be like, you didn't marry me or something like that?
Yeah, where they translate it as if it had an extra S, so then it means you hate, but it actually is written and sung as if it's this one with one S, which means you have asked me and I have said nothing. So it's the proposal song that gets gloriously misconstrued. Okay. Is that like a favorite song for you two or something?
It's
Like?
in Rock Band 3. We were laughing at it like 2 days ago.
It's in Rock Band 3?
Yeah.
That song is,
Okay, so last one. Er, sie, es, and man. What's that verb going to be then?
Hot.
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 Yeah, like it's hot, temperature-wise. Okay, spelled hat, pronounced hot. Gut. Fragen? Nein.